We all know the standard relationship patterns that narcissists use, right? First, they love bomb and idealize you. Then they devalue you and they discard you. Then they hoover you back in. Well, this happens, as we know, in varying iterations, and it happens often inside the same relationship over and over again for decades. You know what I'm talking about? But outside of that basic kind of skeleton of a relationship, are narcissists all the same? Are there other identifiable relationship patterns with narcissists? That's what we're discussing today at queenbeing.com. Let's get started. My name's Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Sound good? If so, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. So, do narcissists follow the same patterns in every relationship? Narcissists, or people with NPD, they do tend to develop their favorite strategies, at the very least, for getting what they want from other people. And yeah, they do tend to repeat them over and over and over and over and over and over again, especially if the other person in the relationship cooperates on any level. What am I talking about? Let's take a moment here and look at 5 different narcissistic relationship patterns, shall we? First up, we've got the rom-com narcissist. This one loves a good romance flick, and the way they see it, their lives should pretty much just look like a romance flick. These narcissists are so wrapped up in the pretty part of the relationship, the rom-com kind of stuff, that they believe the whole thing should look that way. See, just like anybody else, this kind of narcissist can become real wrapped up in the romantic fantasy of it all, and they can really believe that their life should look like a rom-com. Well, this is the kind of person who will do the flowers and the candy and the romantic candlelit dinners and all of this at the beginning of the relationship. This is the kind of person who will, if they're, maybe writing your name on their notebook with their last name or your last name or whatever. But here's the thing that I want you to remember about this type. They often repeat the same romantic gestures over and over and over again in each relationship. They might use the same pet names. They might go to the same restaurants with their new supply and their old supply. They might repeat the same words to the new supply and the old supplies, tell the same stories, use the same trips, the same vacations. You might share the same songs or the same our place type things. Basically, they're going to repeat the same experience with each new supply. It's like for them, the romantic comedy of it all is that the story doesn't change while the person or the source of supply, aka their significant other, does. Interchangeable. Next up, we have the controlling narcissist. This one needs to be in control, and gradually they will start to take over in all kinds of areas of your life. During love bombing and idealization, they pretend they're doing this controlling to be nice to you or take care of you. During devalue and discard, they will tell you it's because you can't do it yourself. You're just not good enough. You don't know how. You're not capable. You're not able. In reality, it's just because they want to control you. They want to be in control of every single aspect of your life. This is true no matter what your actual level of competency is. Next up, you've got the emotional bullies. They manage their fragile egos by devaluing other people. This is true for anyone they're in a relationship with. I don't care if you're their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, their significant other, their colleague, their neighbor, their children, their dog, even strangers, even friends. They do it by projecting their own issues onto other people, and then they try to convince you that you're the one with the problem, not them. They never praise you. They really prefer to just point out all the things that are wrong with you. But since nobody's perfect, and because everybody has flaws, you might find yourself reluctantly kind of seeing a little bit of kernel of truth to their statements. See, of course, this leads to self-doubt on your part. You don't bother to take the time to notice that their statements are outrageous and above and beyond what's true. They are exaggerated statements if they have any truth to them at all. And those are the ones that hurt the most, right? This leads to self-doubt on your part. You start to wonder, maybe I am kind of clumsy. Maybe I really am thoughtless. Maybe I am not as in good of shape or as tall or as red-haired or whatever they're criticizing you over. Of course, that lets them chip away at your self-esteem, and just like a blood-sucking vampire, you grow weaker, they go stronger. No bueno. Then there's the one who's always in search of the perfect supply. This kind of narcissist, all they want to do is have you to put up on a pedestal and worship. What's the problem? The problem is this narcissist needs to believe that you're too good for them. And you're a god or a goddess, worthy of their awe. But of course, the first time they notice that, oh my god, this person's just a regular old human, they quickly lose their enthusiasm for you, my friend. And the next thing you know, you're on the next train to Splitsville while they're out looking for their new supply. They want a newer, shinier model, someone who can not disappoint them. And then they repeat the same process over and over again, often for the rest of their lives, until they lose the ability to get a new shiny supply, and then they settle for whoever they had last. This launches that process over and over again. The only way to keep their attention, guess what it is? Play hard to get. Keep a certain amount of emotional distance in there, and you'll have their attention forever. Sound familiar? Finally, we have the long haul narcissist. This is the one you'll end up spending a lifetime with sometimes, with or without your consent sometimes. They will marry you or at least long-term commit to you pretty fast. And unless you leave them, they'll stay with you forever. Sometimes these are the more covert types. Maybe they're not interested in sex or cheating. Sometimes they're just like every other narcissist. And in either case, to deal with this, you've got to lower your standards. You've got to accept less than you deserve, and you cannot require that they're emotionally and or sexually faithful to you either. And of course, you have to be prepared to offer whatever crumbs they give you during the times that you're going through the discard or the devalue phases. Of course, this indifference is going to become part of this rotating cycle that is alternated with mild to extreme contempt and occasionally love bombing and hoovering. It's ridiculous. All right. This brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, do you recognize your narcissist in any of these toxic relationship patterns that I described here today? Do you see a combination of patterns in your relationship with your narcissist or just one? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below and let's talk about that. And hey, if you didn't see your narcissist in one of these that I described here today, one of these relationship patterns, tell me what you did see. Share your experience so that maybe we can expand on it and help another survivor. All right? That's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It means so much to me. I'll see you soon.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot. Take it now. And the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.